Did you know that even though there are tens of thousands of words in the English language, you really only need about 3,000 of them to say anything you need to say? I'm teaching 3,000 words in 3,000 days. Stick with me and you'll get a new word every day. Fortunately, fortunately, fortunately. So fortunately means that it's a word that we use to say, "Phew, I'm so lucky. I thought it was gonna go sideways, but it didn't. Phew, we're okay." All right. Fortunately comes from the noun fortune. Fortune, which kind of is a prophecy. For example, this woman is looking into the crystal ball and she's seeing your fortune, your future possibility. It is what could happen, okay? Fortune can also mean luck. And so I have this, if you say it's gonna land on the purple and I spin it, it lands on the purple, you're lucky. You're very fortunate. Usually someone who is fortunate is lucky in some kind of way. So a synonym for fortunately, remember lee is the adverbial ending, is luckily. So we have luck, which is the same as fortune, lucky, which is the same as fortunate, and luckily, it's the same as fortunately. Notice when I put this adjective or the suffix on here, this Y for lucky changed to an I. That is a very common spelling mutation when we add more suffixes. If you have a Y at the end of your word, it will change to an I as you add the more letters. Thankfully, fortunately can mean thankfully. Phew, I'm so thankful that that happened. But fortunately doesn't just mean this kind of fortune or lucky. It can also mean happily. This was a good thing. And we changed the Y in happy to an I before we added the ly. It can mean pleasingly or favorably. It expresses relief about a positive outcome. So fortunately always has a very positive connotation. Fortunately, I caught the train just before it left the station. Fortunately. This introduces the situation that had a very favorable outcome. It could have gone the other way. Maybe you were 2 minutes late and you didn't. Then that would be unfortunate. But fortunately, you caught the train and everything's good. You use it to soften bad news or contrast a negative event. We have a phrase in English that means to look, that means to find the good in stuff. Okay, we have this phrase in English where if we look at the clouds, it's dark and bad. So we sometimes will say every cloud has its silver lining. The silver lining is the sun that shines behind the clouds. We would use this word fortunately to show that we can see the silver lining, the good that comes around from behind the darkness. So we might use this to soften bad news or contrast a negative event. The storm ruined our picnic. Fortunately, we had brought extra snacks for backup. So something bad happened, but I can still see the good. It contrasts the unfortunate event of the rain with a small positive twist. Every cloud has its silver lining. You can see the good even when there's something dark in front of you. Highlighting luck or serendipity in a formal writing. Fortunately for the company, the new regulations were postponed, giving them more time to comply. So here we used fortunately for and then someone, and then something good happened. So we use it as a sentence adverb at the beginning. Fortunately, no one was injured during the minor car accident. This is a way to say, hooray, no one was injured. Fortunately, no one was injured. I'm going to start with that because I want I'm going to start with the good news because I want you to see the good first, fortunately. And when we put it in the middle of the sentence, the hikers, fortunately unaware of the approaching bear, continued on their path peacefully. Here, this whole phrase, fortunately unaware of the approaching bear. I don't know. Is that fortunate that they are unaware of the bear? Not if the bear is going to hurt them. Fortunately is embedded within a clause showing flexibility. So you can put fortunately in the middle. The hikers fortunately continued their path peacefully. The hikers fortunately continued their path peacefully. You can just say fortunately there and take out the whole bear situation. The hikers fortunately continued their path peacefully. The opposite of fortunately is unfortunately. The noun is fortune. So the verb, we have a verb. It is not used very often, and it's spelled the same as the noun fortune, but we pronounce it fortune. To fortune something is to tell the future, and the future that you tell is the fortune, okay? I know that's kind of complicated, but this verb is not used very often. It's maybe used in Old English. You'll see it in fairy tales or something. The adjective is fortunate and the adverb fortunately. I really hope that you enjoyed this word. Use it 5 times today, write it down, commit it to memory, and I'll see you in the next lesson.